Hello, this is Steve Thoele, Principal Broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another weekly update on the Newberg, Oregon real estate market. This update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity, ending this past Sunday, August 21st. So I'm going to share my screen with you now and go through the stats with you like I always do. We'll start off looking at active listing activity. So first thing here is last week I showed we had 8 new properties come on the market in Newberg, which you can kind of see is a weekly low for the past 8 weeks, down a couple from the prior week. And the total number of listings came in at 80 as of the end of this last week. And you can kind of see that's actually retreated for the past couple weeks here, had a high of 90 about 3 weeks back. So we've actually kind of come back down on the amount of inventory that we currently have in the market. The median price and the days on market for those active listings, you can kind of see we were stuck at 590 for a long time. This last week bumped up a little bit to 607,000 was the median list price. And then the days on market has kind of steadily risen over the 2 months here. As you can kind of see, we started at 17 days and it's just been kind of stepping up week by week. This last week kind of came in at 39 days of average market time. So, the homes that are on the market are definitely on average staying on, certainly longer than, what we have experienced earlier this year. Moving along to pending sales. This last week, I show we had 11 homes go pending in Newberg. You can kind of see that's kind of right where it's been, plus or minus a few per week. Over the period here, and we ended the week with 67 homes in pending status, down about 7 from the week prior, but kind of in line with where it's been over the past month or so. Median price and the days on market for those pendings, you can kind of see it's been hanging at right around 500,000 here for over a month now. Same thing with the days on market. That is, risen from where it was started from, but it's been, sitting at basically 13 days here for the last month and a half or so. Finally, we'll look at sold listing activity. So as of the time I put the information together, I show we had 15 homes go from pending to sold last week in Newberg. And you can kind of see that that's towards the higher end of the amount on a weekly basis. 17 was the high, but pretty close to that. And when I look back over the prior month of closings on a weekly basis, or the last 4 weeks, this last week came in at 44 over the prior 4 weeks, and you can see that that's up from the prior 3 weeks or so. So we got a little bit more closings have happened since then. And the median sold price, days on market for the sold listings, you can see where that's come from. Had a high of 538 about a month ago, and it's been coming back down from there. Came in at 495 this last week in terms of the median sold price. And the days on market jumped up quite a bit here this last week, which was a bit of a surprise. But, we were about 5 to 7 this last week, kind of jumped up to 14 as far as the median days on market. And then finally, we'll look at the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list price. Red bars is weeks of inventory. You can kind of see that the low point was about 4.5 weeks of inventory back 2 months ago, and it steadily rose to just about 9 to 10 weeks of inventory here about 3 weeks back. And it's actually dropped the past couple weeks because of the higher amount of closings, and the amount of homes has been dropping a bit as well. So that's caused the weeks of inventory to come down to closer to 7 weeks as of this last week. And the sale price as a percent of the original list price, it'd been hanging right around 100% here for quite a while. This last week really took a kind of a pretty good sized dive down to 97%. Look behind the scenes a little bit on that, and there was a handful of listings that were closed way below the original asking price, which kind of drug this number down. If you kind of excluded those, it would be something closer to full price on all the other listings, but the few that were way under the original asking price, I should say, kind of really drug this number down. So we'll see if that kind of pops back up here after a bit, but that's kind of where it got recorded this last week. So all in all, just to kind of recap here, Still a seller's market. Anything below 2 months, I would say, is definitely still a seller's market. And prices for the most part have been holding. So I hope that weekly update has been helpful and informative for you. I certainly would welcome the opportunity to see if I could be of any help. So don't hesitate to reach out if I can. My number is 503-680-2065. Happy to answer any questions that you might have about what's happening in the market or your particular situation. So if this has been helpful, definitely would welcome any likes, comments, or shares that you have. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to stay updated on a weekly basis. A great way for you to follow along with what's happening in your local market. So as always, I really appreciate you watching and have a fantastic day.